It's a little later in the morning. It's like 7 o'clock. I'm having another little sippy of coffee. Coffee take two. So I get up in the morning. First thing I do is look at the news. It's amazing. It used to be some major event would happen once a year. Then it was like every 6 months. Then it was like once a month. Then it was like once a week. And then now it's every 45 minutes. It's like 45 minutes. And the channel I go to first now is Grand Supreme News, Luis Santiago. You know, he's got a good channel. He does a lot of, hey, good morning, how are you? He does a lot of good work. He's got a speech impediment, but that's easily ignored. You know, in the context of what he's telling you, you can figure out what he really means. So So I have the air conditioning set at 85 degrees this morning, and I woke up cold. So I used to go over to old people's houses, and it'd be like 90 degrees, you know, and they'd be sitting there with a blanket pulled up around them or a blanket across their knees. And I'd be like, golly, how can you possibly be cold? But I looked at my room temperature. It's like 82 degrees right now, and I have chills. I feel perfectly fine. I used to visit a friend's house when I worked for the trash company, and he lived with his mom. Little townhouse packed full of people, and Rob was the only one with a steady full time job bringing his paycheck home to help his mother. Everybody else, they were layabouts, perfectly healthy men and women just laying in bed. One guy didn't even put a sheet on his bed, he just laid up on a dirty mattress. He was that lazy, he didn't even put a sheet on his bed. Smoking and toking and all that other mess. One night I had to, and they had daytime cockroaches. Cockroaches don't come out in the day, but this house had them going up the walls, you know, during the day all the time. And I forget what happened. I got stranded over at his house one night, and I was lying on the sofa, and I had put like cotton in my ears to keep the bugs out. Because if you get a cockroach crawl in your ear, they'll try and chew on the eardrum. So, oh gosh. The cough is called a cardiac cough. It's when the heart doesn't keep up with keeping the lungs flushed out. It's very unpleasant. It feels like a leaf tickling me. It feels like a leaf tickling me. in the chest. It's very unpleasant. So, oh man. But I was laying on the couch. She had the heat up to 77. And I was like a dog. I had my arms and my legs up in the air. And her grandson and nephews came in and they said, "Who dat? Who dat on the sofa?" And one of them said, "That's me, mom's boyfriend." And the other man said, "You reckon he dead? You think he dead?" But I was on the sofa just like this. And she put dinner aside for me in the microwave. And when they opened up the microwave, the plate of spaghetti was just covered with cockroaches. And she was like, "Well, the roaches got to your food before you did." I was like, "Thank God, man. I ain't eating that." So I visited a family with a buddy of mine down in Tennessee, and the house was the same way. And they gave Chuck a picture, a family picture. And when he turned it over, the whole back was a nest of cockroaches. And so he put it in his duffel bag and threw it in the trunk of my car. And the car just got infested. And I literally had to have the car fogged with roach fogger to get rid of them. And I'll never forget, there was this like 70-year-old woman, and she was variously able. She had a little doll, and she was petting the hair on the doll, 70-year-old woman. And these people were a rich Tennessee family. They had 5 junk cars out in the front yard. And so the lady said, "Well, I've got a bed made up for you." And I told her, I said, "Oh, I'm staying at the hotel. Already got my room because I'm a messy guest and I don't want to make the bed when I get up and all that. I'm lazy, so I'm going to stay at the hotel." I didn't want to tell her that I was afraid of being carried off by the cockroaches at night, you know. I'll tell you, when you get this age, and you have to check your blood pressure before you can have a cup of coffee. You have to check your sugar before you can have a piece of toast with jelly on it. This isn't my idea of a time, fam. I'm just waiting for that rapture. I'm just waiting for that rapture. I know you all pray for me and you all got a lot of love for me and all that. But I'm not enjoying what I'm going through. And I know there are millions of people worse off than me, you know. But I'll tell you, fam, this just wasn't what I expected life to be. And I exercise every day for my critics out there that, say that I need to exercise. When you can't walk, you have to do a lot of upper body exercise to keep physically fit enough to transfer yourself from your wheelchair to the bed. I can tell you that takes that takes a lot of strength to pull yourself up out of the wheelchair and scoop your legs up into the bed. Speaking which, I gotta go, fam. I love y'all. I care about you. I gotta get back in bed, get my circulation going. Poppity Pops out.